Hello, Daniel here with another Casual Dude review, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing. This is a watch that I picked up last week. I'm pretty excited for, and if you've seen my videos, it's not one of the most exciting watches in my collection, but it's definitely something that I've wanted for a while and never really asked for it because I've always been on the line about it. But today we're going to unbox the Rolex Explorer 1, and this is the latest reference here. So let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing, and then what we're actually going to do is compare it to the Air-King as well. The Explorer 1 and the Air-King typically get compared to one another because they share a lot of the same similarities and same features, and to a degree, some of the same looks. And so we'll look at them side by side. Again, the new Explorer 1 versus the new Air-King. And you can go ahead and let me know in the comments which one you prefer, and I'll let you know why I like each one. Um, since I did have the Air-King already, this one, it took a little bit of convincing for myself to say, you know what, I do want to move forward with the Explorer. It does work similarly to the Air-King. It's obviously much more toned down, but at the end of the day, a lot of you know that I am a big James Bond fan, and notoriously, Ian Fleming wore an Explorer, and it was assumed that in the early books, James Bond had also worn an Explorer. So I said, you know what? It would make a great daily. Again, not an exciting piece, but sometimes it's nice to have those low key pieces that you could just, wear out in public and not think about, and, not have to worry about, it getting lifted or anything like that in some of the major cities right now. So let's go ahead and proceed with the unboxing. Always nice to first open this up and see that nice green box. Like I said, since I bought it at the store, I actually haven't opened the box, so this is the first time looking at it at home, and we'll go ahead and try it on. This is the 40 millimeter model. It also does come in a 36 for those with smaller wrists. I have a larger wrist and have decided to go with the 40, and I'm glad I did. It fit really well, and I was able to remove a link, and here we go. So there it is, up close and personal. Beautiful, simple Rolex Oyster Perpetual Explorer. And so the nice thing is that it does have the safety clasp on it. And yeah, just an amazing piece. So what we'll do really quickly is we will try it on. Again, I haven't tried it on since I left the store. And what's nice, it does have that extra adjustment if you ever need to add about a half link of space there for yourself. I'll go ahead and try it on while it's expanded and take a look at it. Perfect fit. Such a beautiful, subtle piece. Very similar to the Oyster Perpetual. It does have the giant numbers there at 3, 6, and 9, which you can see, as well as the larger triangular 12 o'clock marker. So let's go ahead and take this off, and then we'll do a side-by-side with the Air-King. So before we pull out the Air-King, we'll tell a little bit of a story. One of the things I like to do is share my stories with y'all as to why I wanted this and how I got it. I think I already covered why I wanted it, just because of the beautiful simplicity of it, and it's kind of toned down, it's low key. Like I said, one of the more boring watches in my collection, but you know what? Sometimes you need those boring watches. Sometimes you don't want to go out with something too complicated or too flashy, and this is perfect. I mean, you can dress it up, you can dress it down. It's absolutely gorgeous, and one of the big things for me was the Ian Fleming James Bond kind of tie in there. So really excited to have this piece. I think this is going to replace the Submariner in the short term as my daily. And so I'll be switching between this and my Black Dial Speedmaster. But yeah, just a simple, beautiful piece. And so I did forget the reference number, so we'll go ahead and look at it in here without showing off the serial number. So this is 224270 is the reference number on this one. And again, the fit that you saw on my wrist is 7.75 inches. That's what it looked like on my wrist, and we did take one link off, so very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and put this down for a second here. Put it over here while we take out the Air-King and do a side-by-side look. So, if you watched my past video, I actually did a side-by-side of the AirKing with the previous model AirKing. There's the AirKing right there. And here's the Explorer. So you can see a lot of similarities there, roughly the same size. The AirKing did go to a more flat GMT-like case, whereas the Explorer still has a rounded case, which is very reminiscent of the previous model of AirKing. They both have the same polished bezel, which is nice, both on oyster bracelets with the same micro adjustment. And you can see relatively the dial is pretty similar. What they did here is they have applied indices rather than the 2-digit numbers around the dial. The 3, 6, and 9 on the new AirKing are all loomed now, as opposed to the white gold as they were in the last model. And they're roughly the same size. A little bit difference it looks like in the typeface there. They actually look a little bit bigger here in the AirKing. But other than that, very similar. One thing I do love about the AirKing, obviously it is in a sense a very quirky Explorer, is that it obviously does have those 2-digit numbers around the dial, which is kind of loud. I know a lot of people don't like it. The AirKing can be a very divisive watch. I love it. It was my first Rolex, and I seeked it out intentionally, and I just love the history behind it, and I love what they did with it. Plus, with the AirKing, one of the really nice qualities about it is that you get the green and yellow logo there, which adds a nice pop of color, and that same green carries on into the second hand. So you have a color, that the Explorer doesn't have. Let's go ahead and look at the crown. As you can see, the new AirKing does have crown guards. The last model did not. Again, if you want to see more of a comparison between this model and the last model, I do have a video of the two AirKings next to each other. But the Explorer does not have the crown guards, and I kind of like it. That's actually one thing I missed from the old AirKing. One of the reasons I upgraded to the new AirKing was because I wanted the extra power reserve, and I also wanted the new clasp. But both beautiful watches in their own right. Like I said, I think the Explorer will get more time on my wrist right now just because I can wear it with shorts and a t-shirt, or I can wear it to the office with a suit or, work casual attire. It just goes with everything. The AirKing does as well, of course. It does feel a little bit more sporty than the Explorer, but just both beautiful watches. Let's see if we can get a close up here. Just pay attention to the logos on both of them. You can see that the Explorer does have that very simple, there we go, up close and personal. The Explorer does have the very simple Rolex logo. It says Oyster Perpetual Explorer on it. And the AirKing also has the Rolex logo, the Oyster Perpetual logo on it. But the color just adds a nice little pop there, which I think gives it more character. One of the other things I like about the dial on the AirKing is that the AirKing logo in the vintage typeface is just so cool. It just feels so mid-century. And so it's one of the reasons I love it. Like I said, very quirky. But yeah, both beautiful watches in their own right. I hope this side-by-side helps you with a decision, whether you're after both. I acquired both of them pretty quickly. I actually acquired my first AirKing in a week. And then the second one, I had kind of mentioned to a different AD that I was kind of interested in the upgrades of the new AirKing, and I got that call like 3 days later. So the AirKing in some markets might be pretty easy to get. And the Explorer is usually not too difficult to get as well. So originally, at an AD that I have dealt with only a couple of times, I had reached out to my associate and I said, my cousin is a doctor. He's looking for an Explorer. He's been waiting a year for one at his AD. Can you just put me on the list for it? And she said 40 or 36 millimeter, and can he pick it up this weekend? So they had the 36 and the 40 in stock, and he was able to get it within a couple of days as well. When I finally decided to get the Explorer, I called the same AD and I said, okay, now it's my turn. And she said, happy to get you one, but we don't have it right now. So once I registered my interest at a couple of different locations, then I was able to get this, I think, within a week of my AD getting back from vacation. So it was a really quick turnaround time as well. So very excited to use it. Like I said, this is the first time it's coming out of the box here. And we'll keep it out of the box. We'll wind it up and we will use it as a daily until I decide to wear different watches as a daily. But here they are next to each other again, one more time. The reason I'm doing the comparison is just because of how similar they are at the 12 o'clock, 3, 6, and 9, all very similar. The dials are, just little things on the AirKing make it kind of stand out more, very quirky, like I said. The hands are the same, and aside from the green coloring on the second hand, the second hands are the same as well. Form factor, relatively same size. Like I said, you do see the more flat edges on the AirKing now, and that was done with the new update. And so I think it's the 126900 is the current reference. The old one had a very similar case to the Explorer, which was more rounded, but they are using more of that GMT form factor now. So yeah, quick video here. I hope you like it. Thank you for sharing the unboxing experience with me here at home. I love this piece. I love this piece. I love both pieces. Which do you prefer? So let me know in the comments if you were to have one of these today, tomorrow, whatever. Which one would you choose? Would you go with the simplicity of the Explorer, or would you go with the quirkiness of the AirKing? Again, tried this on a 7.75 inch wrist with one link on, and these are the 40mm specs. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to posting again soon.